Okay. Um, Hi, my name is Melissa. I am currently a student at School of the Art Institute of Chicago, and I'm in the Film, Video, New Media department. And today I'm going to talk to you about my project where I hacked the Oregon Trail and changed all the text to LEET, chatspeak, and LOLcat grammar. And I know that I'm not your typical Apple II user. I was born 9 years after the first Apple II was released. My first experience with the Apple II was in the early 90s, playing it in elementary school during, math class or science class. Every couple of weeks, they would let us go out and play games and learn how to type on it. And, one thing that everyone looked forward to was playing the Oregon Trail. And I remember at the time that I was really interested in the Apple II, but I had such limited access to it, I wasn't allowed to do much else with it. And I didn't have a computer at home either, so it was just until recently when I had the opportunity to work with the Apple II again, so when I decided to, replay it and enjoy it and learn more about it, like I've never had that now that I had the opportunity to do it when I couldn't before. So I'm gonna first show the game. Okay, I'll restart it so you can see the beginning. But for those that don't know, the Oregon Trail is an educational computer game where you go on an adventure to Oregon Trail and you learn about, the trials and the problems that people had and all that. And first, I'll tell you about how to play the game and stuff for those that don't know. You can select, to learn about the trail, or see Oregon Top 10, but we always just want to go to the first one and travel the trail. And then it gives you selections. You can be a banker, carpenter, or a farmer. I usually choose banker because that's the best one. You get the most money, although you do get less points in the end. And then you have to type in your name. Usually people use profanity, but I'll just use my name. And then you also type in your friends' names, so because in the end they all get diseases and die. So yes, are these names correct? And it's like yes. So then it asks you where you want to, when you want to leave. I just usually choose March, because it's the first one, so. And then you have to go buy your supplies before you leave Independence. I have $1,600, so I can buy what I need at Matt's General Store. Hi, BB. I'm Matt. That's the guy right there. And tell me if I'm going too fast if you want to try to read some of this, but. And here you get to select, your oxen and your food and clothing. And I've played this game so many times I know exactly what I want and can usually play this game without looking. imagine an entire classroom full of that music. So then here you can have a number of choices. You can continue on the trail, or you can check your supplies. You can change pace or your food rations. You can talk to people. Everything in here has been changed. Oh, yes, of course. Can't do it any other way. One of the oxen dies, LOL. No, we don't have to look, so. So then it tells me I have to cross the river. And, you know, you always have to ford the river. Oh, oh wow. Sorry, guys. Eric has measles. Well, we'll have to try to repair it. It took me several months to get used to it. I mean, oh no. Like sometimes I still have problems reading it, but yeah. I think I'm going to die soon. Would I like to look around? No. Uh-oh. the game. So. So. So yeah. There was my game. You know, I changed all the text to LEET. I don't know. It was probably difficult to read. I decided to choose this game because it was the first game that I ever played on the Apple II, and it was my first experience using computers. So then, when I finally got the chance to revisit the Apple II, I felt like it was appropriate to begin again with the Oregon Trail, and I decided to change it all to LEET because at first I thought it would just be funny to play Oregon Trail LEET version, and I really love LEET. I think it's beautiful when reading it, and just the aesthetics of it, and also the fact that I'm taking an educational game and making it difficult to decipher and a million times harder to play. It kind of defeats the purpose of the educational game. But yeah, this game mainly marks the starting point of learning more about the Apple II, and I realized that after doing this that I had the opportunity to do this, and I got really excited about that, to finally be able to work with the Apple II in a way I was never able to, and I can show you real quick how I did it. Basically, I opened up the disk image that I downloaded online and opened it up into a basic text editor. And you can see here that it's just a bunch of mess, you can't even read it. But I went through the entire thing and found all the instances of text and changed each individual character by hand, one by one. Let's see if I can find something. Oh, here we go. Yeah. So can you imagine, sitting here for hours on end, changing all of this. It was fun, but towards the end, I think I went a little crazy. And the reason why I did it this way is because it was the only way that I knew how to do it. I had no experience in programming or anything, so after doing this, I realized that I wanted to learn how to do this directly onto the Apple II instead of through this way. But yeah, so then after I completed this game, I started researching more about the Apple II, and I came across Jason Scott's text files website. Yeah, and I found all these beautiful crack screens, and I wanted to learn how to do it, and to assign my game. And I realized it was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and so I'm still in the process of learning that. But after finding this website, I found a ton of other information, like manuals and just general information. I found all of his text files about bulletin board systems and all that, and I found an entire Apple II community out there that was willing to help, at least. And I decided to create a blog documenting all of this research that I've been doing. And I find it really awesome that there's still stuff out there about the Apple II, and I was super excited to find this Apple II community. And after finding all this information, I realized that working with emulators, which is what I was doing when I created the Oregon Trail game, was really limiting, because all the manuals and the documentations were about the actual hardware. So then I decided to, get actual hardware, found it on eBay, and right now I'm just kind of messing around with it, trying to learn about it, and I feel like it's a much better experience working with the actual hardware. It's easier to work with things and emulators, it's fine, but it's not as cool as having the actual thing right in front of you. And as you can see, I even managed to get my game onto a floppy disk, which makes it a million times better. And I don't know, it seems like a more fun experience when you can actually play it on the Apple II. And eventually, I want to make some more projects. I want to learn more about it. I want to hack it and see what I can do. I want to learn how to program. I want to make more games. And I found some awesome software called Take One, where you can create your own animations using stills from games. So I would kind of like to work with that. And the most important part is if you want to play the Oregon Trail yourself, you can find it on my website. You can download it, and I have links to emulators and stuff that you can play it there. And I also have the game on floppy disk if you want to buy one. And so yeah, here's my link if you want to download it. So yeah, that's it from me. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Oh yeah, definitely. I had to make sure to keep the same amount of characters. So that's why you'd see random spaces instead of characters. Just like I found out that if I had too many characters or too less, the game would break or either glitch out and wouldn't work. So yeah, I definitely had that problem where I'd get a huge chunk change and then realize something got messed up, and then I would have to redo it. So, I think he was second. So.
How long did it take you to log the program?
Several months. Several months, yeah. Right here.
Yeah, two quick questions. If you had to do this again, what would you have done differently, and do you plan on doing this with more sort of Apple II games or text adventures?
I do want to do more with it. I guess I don't know how else I would do it differently. If you have suggestions, But I mean, it was a lot of work, but I had a lot of fun doing it. So yeah. But I do have plans to work with more Apple II games, and yeah. And here's a question.
I have a suggestion back, focus on this, but if you want to look at OS text editor, that can make it a lot easier than editing it in a general text editor. A text editor, you actually just see from the bytecode, and it makes it a lot easier to lay things out and be able to see it on one screen.
Yeah, I've looked at it with hex editors, but I guess I don't really know hex, so I would.
One I'm thinking of, you actually see the decoded ASCII version on one side and the hex on the other, and you can sit there and plug in and change things.
Yeah.
And you have less chance of accidentally screwing up other characters in the binary.
Well, yeah, when I've opened it up in hex editors, it's usually the same mess here. So, yeah. At least in the hex editors that I use, maybe there's something better out there. But, yeah. John?
On the topic of hex editors, have you done any work with those?
Yeah, actually I have. I found this hex editor, and I changed all the text within the hex editor to hex. Oops, where did it go? Here we go. So that I can actually open it up. But, oh. I have to mirror my display here so you can see it. But. So yeah, here you can see hex bean. This was a little bit easier to do. But yeah. So.
My memory's getting a little hazy, but I think Oregon Trail was originally written in BASIC. It may have been.
It was written in BASIC, yeah.
Okay, so if you could find the source code, would that be a preferable way to change the strings in the program?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Because then you could vary the lengths and
What?
you could vary the lengths of the strings then and not have to embed the spaces.
Yeah, it's like just at that time, I didn't know how to program in BASIC, so it was the only way I knew how to do it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. I think he had a question back here. Oh, yeah, right there.
How did you put the game onto the floppy disk? Did you have to get a special drive to write disks that it could read?
Yeah, there's this software called ADT Pro for the Apple II, that Apple Disk Transfer, and what I had to do was I used the Apple IIc to do it. It has a modem in the back, and I took a null modem cable to a serial, and then hooked the serial up to USB, and I used the ADT program to transfer the game directly from my Mac to the floppy disk, and within minutes it was on there. So, yeah. The 8 1/4, yeah. Or the 5 1/4, yeah. What's that? Yeah. I use the 8 1/4 ones, or now I'm yeah.
The 5 1/4-inch Apple II floppy disks are 140K.
Yeah.
Have you told other Apple users online about your creations?
Yeah, I have. Most of them were confused by it. I didn't really know how to explain it. So, I mean, when I would ask them questions about how to do crack screens and stuff, they were just kind of confused. But I don't know, they didn't really tell me directly whether they liked it or not. So, yeah.
My question is, if you were to do this and take it further, what ideas do you think you would take to alter the graphics to make them also elite?
Well, I guess I had originally wanted to change the imagery as well, but that was like way beyond, when I was making that was way beyond my knowledge. I mean, I would eventually love to learn how to program in BASIC and change.
Well, right, but forgetting the how of, what would you actually like to do with the graphics if you could do anything you wanted?
I guess it would be funny if I had some LOLcats in there or something, or change the title of the game, or put in my own crack screen kind of a thing. Signature page, so, yeah.
Where did you find the 5 1/4-inch drive for, like, OS X that you could use with your laptop or whatever?
What's it?
Where did you find the 5 1/4-inch drive?
The emulator, or?
Well, I'm assuming, or did you just?
I used the drive in the Apple IIc and it transferred the disk through there.
Okay.
But, yeah, I mean, people have uploaded the disk images online, and you can use them in emulators on the computer, and that's how I worked with them then.
Did you try to contact any of the original developers of the game?
No, I haven't. I guess that'd be a good idea. Yeah. Is that coming from the computer? Oh.
I noticed when you were playing the game that the date is 2048. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that?
It wasn't anything really. I mean, it was just funny to, Oregon Trail in the future, playing an Apple II version that's based in 2048. So I just, yeah. So, yeah. Anything else, or? No? Okay. Okay, then I'm done.